Hello, Gemini. Welcome. Welcome to your next 30 days read. Couple things before we get into the energy here on the table. I just wanted to thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for subscribing. You can get personalized subscription if you hit the notification bell to the right of the subscription button. It'll send you basically an update that I have the next Gemini reading out. I do want to apologize for getting your reading out at this time in the month. I've definitely been, I don't want to say busy, but just, lots going on in my personal situation, lots of changes in my life. So that's why we're going to do a next 30 days projection. So as you know, energy is fluid. So this reading will be good for the next 30 days, any day that you click on the link to open it. So, well, I just wanted to get started with, I did a big reading for Gemini yesterday as well. And when I went to upload, I hit the wrong button and I actually deleted the video. So that was pretty, it was pretty shitty because it was a really big reading. And so I will touch on those energies as well, because there was lots of messages there. So first of all, I apologize for my outfit. I was getting ready to go to the beach, but I just really wanted to get this reading out first. So we're starting your reading with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So I'll touch on yesterday's reading and today's reading in regards to the messages here, because what this is telling me, Gemini, is that when the Wheel of Fortune comes in reverse, that could be, sudden bad luck. It could also be the lack of learning a karmic lesson. There could have been a sudden change in events that aren't necessarily in your favor. And that could be all about perception too, right? Understanding that, sometimes our perception can really modify our 3D world, and how we, like what lens we're looking out of when we look at our immediate surroundings. So it really is a game of the mind. So because of this, let's say, bad turn of events, there's a no contact happening right now, no contact order, because we got the Eight of Wands in reverse, and that is your challenger. So right now, you're having a hard time speaking, communicating, also having a hard time, just feeling safe and feeling supported in regards to your 3D world. And that could have to do with love. It could have to do with money, with the Wheel of Fortune being in reverse like that. And it also has to do with heart chakra, heart space, what you hold in your heart. Because that is affecting your material world. So this Eight of Wands in reverse, no contact, it's reclusing. It is not making any forward movement or forward advances in regards to your current situations. It brings us into the Hanged Woman. So the Hanged Woman is that time in between. So it's that time in transformation. And just note that this is crown chakra energy. So it is very, airy in nature and perceptive in nature. And the Hanged Woman comes in, well, just take a look, right? The Hanged Woman comes in your time of transformation. So, there's going to be a time in suspension where some perspectives change and some ideal systems start to fall away for you to be able to invite new ideas and new situations into your 3D experience, into your consciousness experience. So, some major transformation is in the center of your read. So, what this is telling you is that, although there's hardships and that things, sudden turns of events that, you can't particularly control, and you don't feel are in your favor, sometimes they truly are, because it's a matter of how we're looking at the situation in that time. And then those occurrences, because it's fated, right? Wheel of Fortune energy is, that's major arcana energy. So this is fated energy that the divine puts in place for you. So it almost is like a tower moment, where things have to break away and fall away for you to be able to learn the karmic lesson that you are meant to learn. And this tells me that this might be not your first time learning this lesson. And, don't fret about that, and be kind to yourself in that process, because sometimes we don't even recognize the cycle. Sometimes we're just not open to it, and that has a lot to do with our upbringing and the way we perceive the world because of our conditioning for so many years, right? So how's a person supposed to know that something is not quite right if they haven't been conditioned to think that way? So just know that there's growth that will be happening for you, and try not to be too hard on yourself in that process. That growth is going to take some grounding, and opening of the heart chakra. And I think that opening of the heart chakra is more towards yourself, Gemini, because the thing is when we make a mistake, or like when we if we feel like we're repeating patterns or things of that nature, we have a tendency to kind of beat ourselves up a little bit as humans. And because we have an idea that things should be flowing and perfect, but sometimes abrupt situations is what actually activates the ability to have that growth and change. So I'm just telling you to just be patient with yourself in the process, and love yourself in the process, Gemini, because you deserve so much love. And there's more messages here. So the Hanged Woman goes to the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords energy is, again, it's crown chakra energy. So this is the process of change. You're starting to let consciousness from universal consciousness pour in, to create these shakeups within your internal value system, your internal consciousness and understanding, right? So for that to be able to shift, it needs to be open. So the Six of Swords is being open to moving away from what it is that wasn't serving you, and move towards, let's say, calmer waters, taking your lessons with you. Notice that this lady is, taking a child with her. So there could be family involved in your karmic lessons. There could be things involved of that nature, but also taking Three of the Swords, which is speaking to taking your lessons with you as well, and moving towards a, calmer situation and a more authentic situation, because there's been some growth and some lessons learned. And then it takes you into Eight of Swords energy. So the reason why I want you to be kind to yourself is because Eight of Swords is, a card of feeling almost like you are trapped, but you are entrapping yourself in your own thought patterns. So this is the challenge. This is the challenge, Gemini, because, you are being asked to really know what you're pouring into your crown chakra, because the perception can go so deep. It can go so many different ways. And we really need to choose what we decide to perceive as our true authentic self, and love yourself in the process, and know that you are supported, and know that you are loved. So with the Wheel of Fortune, I further clarified that, and we got the moon in the upright. So this tells me that, you have just learned some things that may have been hidden from you. Somebody may have hid some things from you, or this could be you learning subconscious behaviors that you're just not willing to continue to drag around with you, because we got the 10 of Wands, and that's, it's a heavy burden, but you're closing out that cycle. You're not carrying these heavy things around with you anymore, which is really beautiful. The reason why you've chosen to do that is because of 5 of Pentacles in reverse. So there could have been, some financial loss, abrupt like change, or feeling like you've been really like almost taken advantage of, and you're not willing to sit in that energy anymore, and you're moving towards your truth. And we got the Knight of Swords as well, and so this is saying that you are swiftly moving towards your personal truth and what you believe in, what your belief system is, and that's the first step in your journey of living more authentically. So it's really beautiful energy, Gemini. So 8 of Wands I clarified with the 4 of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So 8 of Wands, this tells me that there's a block in a relationship of some sort in your life, that there's no contact, and you are really, really being asked to take some rest, take some you time, Gemini, and not every, how can I put this in terms? Not every situation is going to be that happy ever after legacy situation. Sometimes relationships and situations come into our lives to teach us what it is we truly do not want, which in turn lets us know what we do want, and what you do want, what came in for you from your Hanged Woman, your time in suspension. This is the time in the next 30 days that your growth is going to happen, and those are going to bring in, when that growth comes in, it's gonna ask for patience. Okay, so you're going to need to be patient with yourself, and that's part of being kind to yourself, and knowing that you're manifesting, right? So whatever energy you choose to sit in, Gemini, you're manifesting what's going to come in for you. And what you truly want to manifest is, options, obviously, because we got the 7 of Cups here, but you really have to take heed when the 7 of Cups comes in, because it could speak to having lots of different options, which is great to have an abundance of options. But we got 2 7s here. Okay, actually we got 3 7s, but when you got 2 7s, 7s speak to luck. 7s also speak to the 7th house, which is house of relationships, right? And partnerships, and how you let others perceive you or receive you. Okay, and so anyways, love's coming in for you, and partnership is coming in for you as well. So that's what's going to come out of this transformation. So you're really being asked to know that you are a master creator. You're the magician. You can create your own reality, and you want to create it from that Ace of Cups heart space, and the 7 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles. So like the 3D world, what you're creating is really going to be beautiful, and there's going to be partnership. Just know what you are manifesting is what I'm trying to say. So we got 2 8s here on the board. 8 and 8 is 16, and 16 brought down to a single digit is 7. So you have 777 on the board here. So there could be messages like angel messages that can help you further in regards to what you're going through, Gemini. And also, you got 8 and 8 on the board, so that could be a further message for you as well. Actually, we got another 7, so 7777. So yeah, Google that. Also, getting into your 6 of Swords, I didn't clarify the 6 of Swords because it's very straightforward. This is that movement after the challenge, right? Because your 5s are generally your challenges in tarot, right? And then, the 6 is what happens next. And, what generally happens next is karmic balance of some sort. But yours is choosing what's right for you, which is, a really beautiful thing. So the challenge in the end is just going to be, feeling like you won, right? Like, sometimes we really need to pay attention to the people that we're associating with as well, because we are our associations. The people who we choose to spend our time with, that's who we are. They're the biggest influencers on our life, right? So 8 of Swords clarified by the Chariot, the Hierophant in reverse, the Knight of Pentacles, and the 3 of Cups. So there's a challenge here because there could be some inability to completely commit to a higher purpose in regards to relationships. And the Knight of Pentacles is, basically the contrary of having the ability to plant a seed and have something grow for it and offer something that will be of value. So just really, really pay attention to that, especially when you got the 3 of Cups coming in, because this, could speak to triangulation of some sort. And, with the Hierophant coming in reverse, Hierophant will sometimes speak to marriage and things of that nature. But, the lack of the ability for that to happen, and the Chariot actually coming in, saying that, it's time to have some fast forward movement in regards to your own personal victory. And I think that the problem with that is, choosing our association and who we give our love to. And, the message behind that is, if we're devaluing ourselves by giving love to people who devalue us, but we don't really realize that we are accepting and confirming that our devalue by accepting other people's love. It's like energy vampires almost, right? Some people latch onto us because we are a person of light, love, and beauty, and all things good. Some people latch onto that because they don't have it within themselves. So, for them to survive, thrive in this consciousness, they need to take it from other people, and takers are, they're the worst kind of people. So Gemini, just really pay attention to who you are inviting into your life. So I further got more messages from Spirit. I like to look at, when I start bringing oracle cards into it, that it's basically advice from Spirit. The Lady of the Gift, I really wanted to read out of the book because there's just messages here that you need to hear. The Lady of the Gift is about generosity, receiving, and withholding. So it's again going back to what we choose to give to people and where our value is. But anyways, the Lady of the Gift brings a message of tithing. To be your ally, she requires you to look at the nature and the method of your giving to others. The world is your church, and you only need to distribute 10% of your wealth to others to ensure that the flow continues. Yet, This doesn't necessarily mean giving money away, nor does it imply a direct action of charity, even though the tradition of tithing is material. In fact, the kind of tithing the lady asks you isn't tangible or material at all. She's asking you to look at all human beings as important in the divine scheme of things and show others that you believe in them. Pay attention to how you treat people and be mindful of your perception, even of seemingly poor strangers. If you see others as successful and abundant and act as if you believe they have value, blessings all around are assured. Your belief in others has greater value than you could fathom. This alone guarantees your success long term. Remember that you can only keep what you're willing to give. The Lady of the Gift says that the act of withholding isn't welcome in her world. In fact, withholding information is another way to lie. Are you doing this? Perhaps someone is doing it to you. Withholding something in order to keep you manipulated and controlled, so you believe deep down you're not quite good enough. Now is the time for you to address the concept of withholding. If you see this in any aspect of your life, it's time for a change. Give to others the idea of getting something in return. It is also being warned against here. The best way out of this mire is to give with honesty, an open heart, and without expectation. The Lady of the Gift challenges you to be generous and compassionate. You can always start again. So, last couple messages here for you, Gemini, is I got glamour. Was one of your further messages from Spirit, and it's saying, into this mirror now I now see the realms of possibility. So the message here is, really understanding that what's possible is what we decide is possible for us, and what we are possible to receive, because I think that what has happened is, potentially selling yourself short in regards to what you're capable of, or what you are willing, not willing, but open to receive, what you're open to receive. So really expand your horizons in regards to what can actually come in for you, Gemini, because I think the karmic lesson has to do more with what you value yourself as, right? So excuse me, a couple last messages here. The Master, the Mind, and Schizophrenia. These cards came out for you twice, Gemini. So there's messages in each one of these cards, but notice schizophrenia. I just want to talk about the green and the red. Okay, so those two colors is what balances us as human beings. Red is our root chakra and green is our heart chakra. And with those two open and working together, the rest of your chakras will balance out. Because if your heart's in the right place and you feel safe and provided for and supported, and have faith in what it is that you truly want, and knowing what your authentic wants and values and purposes are, is really going to help you balance out what it is that you're going through. You are having some troubles with the mind, okay? So, and that's understandable, especially in regards to what we have going on right now in the collective, right? If I know a Gemini, I know that you guys are of the mind, and not only of the mind, but of the heart as well. And, generally those two things are very connected for you. But, there can be some times of fluctuation and going back and forth, because what's ruling you at this time. And, that can be challenging. The mind can be challenging, especially for thinkers like us. So what are you pouring into your mind right now? What are you looking at on the internet? What are you listening to? And things of that nature, because that's what's going to help you gain control over that process of mind. And then, you know, the master, because like, you know, I've always looked at Gemini energy like, you know, shamanistic energy, right? Like people that are natural healers and, you know, can very easily connect to the 5D realms. So I just I think so much about what you are going through right now, but just know that, you know, you're a master magician, a master manifester, and you need to just really take heed and pay attention to what it is you're manifesting. You know, a little bit of challenges, you know, actually is where all of our growth happens, Gemini. So I just wanted to bless you with so many blessings of love, light, warmth, safety, you know, feeling confident in knowing your authentic truth. And I also just wanted to say, if you needed any, you know, personal guidance in regards to any of your energies right now, you're more than welcome to get a hold of me. You'll see information in the description box. And, you know, if this is where I leave you, Gemini, just so much love, so much love.